Rimuru, the New Beginning as Primordial Demon Violet by Veldanava God. Chapter 14. The return to the underworld. The Tempest Festival had ended with great success, and the town slowly returned to its usual pace. However, for Ultima, Carrera, and Diablo, a new mission had taken form in their minds. Their loyalty to Rimuru knew no bounds, and they realized that to further strengthen their master's forces, they needed to recruit powerful demons from the underworld. One evening, after Rimuru had addressed his subordinates on their next moves, the three primordial demons gathered to discuss their plan. Ultima. The festival was fun and all, but we need to do more for Lord Rimuru. I want to see his power grow even more. Her eyes sparkled with ambition, her playful tone hinting at something more dangerous. Carrera. Agreed. There are plenty of demons in the underworld who would kill to serve someone like him, and we can bring them here, mold them into a proper force. Diablo, who was always calm yet calculating, smiled darkly. Diablo. Indeed. Our master deserves only the best. The weak will crumble, but the strong will become invaluable assets to his kingdom. It's time we visit the underworld again. The three demons made their way to Rimuru's chambers, confident in their decision. Upon arriving, they found Rimuru going over paperwork, a familiar sight that made Ultima roll her eyes. Ultima. Lord Rimuru, we've got something important to ask. Rimuru glanced up, a little tired but always happy to see his loyal subordinates. Rimuru. What's on your mind, Ultima? Carrera. We want to return to the underworld. There are powerful demons there who could serve you, if we bring them back. Rimuru raised an eyebrow, intrigued by the offer. Rimuru. More demons? You three are already a handful, but you think you can find some worthy ones? Diablo. Absolutely, my lord. There are 9 archdemons who would be useful, and perhaps even 1 primordial demons. If we bring them here, they can help strengthen Tempest even more. Rimuru leaned back in his chair, considering the idea. Having more powerful demons at his command was certainly tempting. He trusted Diablo, Ultima, and Carrera to make the right choices. Rimuru. All right. I trust you three. Bring them back, but no unnecessary chaos. Ultima laughed, her excitement almost palpable. Ultima. We'll be back before you know it. The three demons left Tempest and descended into the underworld. It was a dark, chaotic place. Perfect for beings like them. The air was thick with malevolent energy, and lesser demons scattered at the sight of the 3 primordial demons. Ultima, Carrera, and Diablo moved through the underworld, searching for the strongest demons they could find. In no time, they found a group of 9 archdemons, each powerful in their own right, lurking in the depths. The archdemons could sense the overwhelming power of the 3 primordials and knew immediately who they were. First archdemon. The primordial demons. What business do you have with us? Ultima stepped forward, her smile widening with predatory delight. Ultima. We're here with an offer. Serve Lord Rimuru Tempest, and you'll get a chance to unleash your full potential. He's a demon lord like no other, and trust me, you'll want to be on his side. The archdemons looked at each other, hesitant. They were powerful, but the presence of the primordial demons made it clear they had no room to bargain. Still, curiosity got the better of them. Second archdemon. And what if we refuse? Carrera cracked her knuckles, stepping up beside Ultima. Carrera. Then you'll find out what happens when you challenge a primordial. But trust me, it won't end well for you. The archdemons weighed their options for only a moment longer before bowing their heads in submission. Third archdemon. We'll follow Lord Rimuru. Diablo's dark smile grew as he sensed their compliance. Diablo. Wise decision. Just as they were about to leave, a powerful presence made itself known. A primordial demon, with stark white hair and an aura of sheer malice, appeared before them. It was Blanc, the only primordial demon left in the underworld. Blanc. So, you've come to recruit demons to your master's side, and now you stand before me, hoping to claim me as well? Ultima stepped forward, her gaze locked on Blanc. Ultima. You could say that. You're strong, Blanc. But we both know you could be even stronger under Lord Rimuru's command. Blanc crossed her arms, unimpressed at first, but something about Ultima's confidence, and the fact that she stood alongside Carrera and Diablo, made her reconsider. Blanc. I'll join you. if only to see if your master is truly worthy of our power. Ultima grinned, knowing full well that Blanc would be a valuable addition. Ultima. Then it's settled. Let's go. With the 9 archdemons and Blanc in tow, Ultima, Carrera, and Diablo returned to Tempest. When they arrived, Rimuru was waiting for them, curious to see who they had brought back. The group knelt before Rimuru, the archdemons and Blanc bowing in submission. Rimuru. Looks like you brought quite a few back. Well done, all of you. Diablo stepped forward, motioning to the primordial demon. Diablo. This one is Blanc, a primordial demon. She's chosen to serve under you, my lord. Rimuru's gaze shifted to Blanc, his expression calm but intrigued. Rimuru. Blanc, huh? You've made a good choice coming here. Blanc nodded, her face emotionless, but her eyes betrayed a hint of curiosity. Blanc. I hope you prove to be as strong as your subordinates claim. Rimuru chuckled. Rimuru, you'll see soon enough. He then raised his hand, offering Blanc a new name. Rimuru. From now on, your name will be Testarossa. Serve me well. Blanc, now Testarossa, felt the surge of power within her as Rimuru named her. Her loyalty was sealed. As the ceremony ended, Ultima, Carrera, and Diablo stood by Rimuru, pleased with their success. Ultima. We've brought you the best, Lord Rimuru. Rimuru. You did great. Now let's see how they handle things in Tempest. The archdemons and Testarossa stood ready, eager to prove themselves. Rimuru had gained new, powerful allies, and with them, Tempest's strength continued to grow. Chapter 15. Ultima's revelation. Tempest was abuzz with activity. With the looming threat of the Eastern Empire, preparations for a potential war were in full swing. The streets of the capital bustled with soldiers training, leaders holding strategy meetings, and craftsmen building weapons and fortifications. In the heart of it all, Rimuru Tempest sat in his office, reviewing battle plans and reports from his generals. But not everyone in Tempest was concerned solely with the upcoming war. Ultima, one of Rimuru's most powerful and dangerous subordinates, had been restless. She was not just a primordial demon serving her lord. She was something far more complicated, and the weight of her secret was starting to overwhelm her. Inside her mind, 2 powerful entities constantly whispered. Hermana's skills, Seal and Azura, both of whom knew the truth about her. Ultima was not simply a primordial demon reborn into this reality. She was Rimuru from another timeline. The fusion of her soul with Ultima had made her both a deadly fighter and a walking paradox. A demon consumed by memories from another life, with a new purpose and loyalty. Azura. You cannot keep this a secret forever, you know. He deserves to know the truth. Ultima sat in the shadows of the training grounds, watching her fellow demons and other monsters preparing for the war. Her thoughts, however, were far from the battlefield. Ultima. I know. But if I tell him, what if it changes everything? What if he doesn't trust me anymore? What if he sees me as a threat? Seal was quieter but more direct than Azura. Seal. He's Rimuru Tempest. Do you think something like this would break his trust? He's evolved beyond such trivial concerns. Ultima sighed, her hands clenched tightly as she sat cross-legged on the edge of the training ground. She'd been avoiding this conversation with her lord for so long. Every time she saw Rimuru, it reminded her of the life she used to live, a life that no longer existed. Yet here she was, in another timeline, serving the same person she had once been. Ultima. He's different now, you know, stronger, more calculating. The Rimuru I once was. He's evolved into something greater. What if he sees me as an anomaly? What if he can't handle the truth? Later that day, after pacing the outskirts of Tempest, Ultima finally decided to approach Rimuru. She could no longer bear the burden of hiding her true nature. Rimuru was seated behind his desk, looking over documents that detailed the Empire's forces, their military strength, and potential strategies for the coming war. As usual, he seemed calm, though a slight tension betrayed his concern. Rimuru. Ultima. What brings you here? Everything all right? Ultima hesitated. She stood in the doorway, her eyes flickering between her lord and the papers spread out across his desk. Her mind raced. Was this the right time? Should she wait until after the conflict with the Eastern Empire was resolved? But Seal and Azura both urged her forward. Ultima. Rimuru, there's something important I need to tell you. Something I've been hiding for a long time. Rimuru raised an eyebrow, sensing the seriousness in her voice. Rimuru. Go on, you know you can tell me anything. Ultima stepped forward, closing the door behind her. She glanced at the windows, ensuring no one was around to overhear their conversation. Her heart pounded as she prepared herself for the revelation. Azura's voice whispered in her mind, encouraging her to speak. Azura. Now's the time. You've delayed long enough. Taking a deep breath, Ultima began. Ultima. Rimuru. I'm not just Ultima, I'm you. Rimuru's eyes widened, his normally composed expression shifting into one of confusion. Rimuru. Wait. What do you mean by that? Ultima's voice wavered slightly as she continued. Ultima. In another timeline, another reality, I was you. Something happened, and my soul was merged with Ultima's when I was cast out of time and space. I ended up in the past, in the body of a primordial demon, and I've been living as Ultima ever since. But deep inside, I'm still you, Rimuru. Or at least, I used to be. For a moment, the room was silent. Rimuru stared at Ultima, his mind processing what he had just heard. He had faced countless bizarre and powerful entities in his time, but this was something beyond even his expectations. Rimuru. Wait. So, you're telling me that you're an alternate version of me? From another timeline? Ultima. Yes. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. I was thrown out of time by Feldway's attack. I tried to escape, but Seal couldn't bring me back to the battle in time. Instead, I ended up at the beginning of time, where my soul became intertwined with Ultima's. That's why I know so much about you, and why I've been hiding this from you all this time. Rimuru leaned back in his chair, his hand on his chin, deep in thought. It wasn't the first time he had heard of alternate realities or souls crossing timelines. After all, his own powers and experiences had expanded his understanding of existence beyond the mortal realm. Rimuru. You've been carrying this secret all this time? Ultima. Yes. I didn't want to confuse things or make you see me differently. I didn't even know if I should tell you. But Azura and Seal have been urging me to. They said it's time you know the truth. Rimuru let out a deep breath, his mind whirling. Despite the shock of the revelation, he remained calm. He wasn't angry, nor did he feel betrayed. If anything, he was more intrigued than anything else. Rimuru. Honestly, this isn't the weirdest thing I've heard. But why tell me now? Why not wait until after the Empire's dealt with? Ultima smiled faintly, her gaze softening. Ultima. Because you deserve to know. I didn't want to keep hiding this from you. We're preparing for a huge conflict, and I couldn't stand the thought of going into battle with you without you knowing who I really am. Rimuru chuckled, shaking his head in disbelief. Rimuru. Well, this is definitely unexpected. But, Ultima. Or Rimuru, whichever you want to be called. It doesn't change anything. You're still my ally, my subordinate, and more than that, you're still a part of this family. So, thank you for telling me. I'm glad you trusted me with this. Ultima's eyes widened, surprised at Rimuru's lack of hesitation or doubt. Ultima. You're not upset? You're not worried about what this means? Rimuru shrugged, leaning back in his chair again. Rimuru. Nah, not really. I mean, sure, it's a lot to take in. But I've faced weirder things in my time. If anything, it just means I have someone who understands me better than anyone else. Plus, I already know how strong and loyal you are. Nothing changes. For the first time since she had been reborn as Ultima, she felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She had feared this moment for so long, worried that Rimuru would see her as a threat, or that it would somehow create tension between them. But Rimuru's acceptance of her, without hesitation or fear, was more than she could have hoped for. Ultima. Thank you, Rimuru. I was so scared that telling you would change things. But you really are the same person I used to be. You've grown so much. Rimuru smiled softly, standing up from his desk and walking over to her. Rimuru. You're not alone in this. We've both been through a lot, and we've both changed. But that doesn't mean we're any less who we used to be. You're still Ultima, and I'm still Rimuru. And together, we're going to keep moving forward. Ultima felt her heart swell with gratitude and relief. For so long, she had been afraid of what revealing the truth would do. But now, she realized that Rimuru was more than capable of handling it. If anything, this revelation only made their bond stronger. Ultima. Thank you, Rimuru. I'll keep serving you with everything I have. Seal spoke up again, her voice resonating within Ultima's mind. Seal. See? I told you he wouldn't react badly. This is Rimuru we're talking about. Azura. Now that the truth is out, there's no need to hold back anymore. We can move forward, without hesitation. Ultima nodded internally, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. She had been given a second chance, not just as Ultima, but as Rimuru's loyal servant. As the conversation came to a close, Rimuru placed a hand on her shoulder. Rimuru. Now that we've cleared that up, we've still got a war to prepare for. The Eastern Empire isn't going to wait, and we need to be ready for whatever they throw at us. Ultima. Right. I'll make sure the demons are ready, and, if you ever want to talk more about this, just let me know. Rimuru smiled. Rimuru. I will. And, Ultima. I'm glad you're here, really. With that, Ultima left Rimuru's office, feeling lighter than she had in years. The truth was finally out, and now, she could face the future without the burden of her secret weighing her down. As she returned to the training grounds, she saw the soldiers, demons, and monsters of Tempest working tirelessly to prepare for the war. And this time, Ultima felt fully ready to stand by Rimuru's side, not just as a servant, but as someone who shared his soul.